All right, guys, welcome back to the Zambian Predict. And today we're going to do this video together with Mr. Gray, who is our guest, and is here to walk us through the platform. And we want to say thanks to everybody who managed to join the testing platform, the testing group that we have, and being able to test from the beginning. So today we just want to walk through the entire platform, look at different features that are there and see how best we can get you guys on it, and as well as to understand how everything works. So for those of you who have questions, you can still go directly in the group and post them there and we'll get to answer them as usual. And for those of you who are not yet in the group, the links will be down below. You can join the group, and as well as you can also contact us directly to ask questions on how this works, and we'll get right into that. And first of all, before I go any further, I would like Mr. Gray to come in as well and just introduce yourself to the people and what we're doing with this new platform that has just come up, and why is it important for Zambian traders or entrepreneurs to come into this, and as well as utilize it to generate revenue or make even predictions around different things. So, Mr. Gray, you can take the stage.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And really excited to share more about Zambia Predicts and these kind of platforms or this kind of idea. But the concept behind it is really turning everything that we interact with and that we talk about into a marketplace. It's a way of bringing hard data, or at least reliable arguments, where there's a thing where people say, put your money where your mouth is, right? So everyone can have an opinion, but it's one thing if you can put money on your opinion, because not all opinions are equal. Some people are a little bit more rigorous in their opinions. Some people are more studied, they understand things, or some people are more analytical, that they can look at the state of things and give you a strong prediction about why a certain politician might win, or a certain artist might say a certain word, or they might release a certain song, or who is going to win the league. Like, you can have so many opinions, but now the idea is, how can we now put money behind these opinions instead of just yapping all day? And then if you're right, you get paid for being right. If you're wrong, you also lose something. You lose the prediction, which I think it's perfectly fair. And um, right now, the world is full of discussions about every single thing. Whether we're talking about TikTok, on Twitter, on Facebook, people are always arguing. So we just created a platform where we can take all those arguments and bring them to the table and say, look, if this is what you think, put your kwacha on it and let's see what happens.
Awesome, awesome. Now, just from that, I have a question, because the time that there was elections in the US, you find that the poly market itself, most of the predictions that were made, they were made ahead of what was happening in real time. And most of the decisions were actually right, or the opinions that people were actually baiting or predicting on this platform were actually right before the real time events that were occurring. And I want to hear this from you. Like, how do you see the future of that? Could this be the mainstream news, where people can easily get the right news or the right opinions of people before even looking at the actual events or real time events that are happening, the mainstream media, and as well as other areas on the social media?
Yes, that is correct. So we think of it, if you pay attention to the news, they like to refer to something like polls. They say, oh, according to polls, this and this person is going to win, or this is going to happen, or this person is not going to do well in the elections. But the accuracy of these polls is very questionable, because the way they're conducted is in a very biased way, or in a way that cannot be trusted. So prediction markets are a way to establish a free market for opinions, which can also be used as polls. So if you want to predict right now, if I ask you, what would be the most effective way to predict who might be the next American president, right? You can either look at polls or you can look at poly market.
Sure.
By far, poly market, a prediction market is more reliable to tell you about what is coming up in the future and what any analyst can say or what any other political party might say. So prediction markets are truth engine, or at least truth-seeking engines that are there to sort of to aggregate or to analyze or give people a platform to speak their opinion. And the truth is usually tilted towards one side that is the truth. We're looking at a future now where if you want to understand Zambia a little bit more, if you want to sort of have an idea, maybe you're an investor, you want to invest in Zambia, but only if certain things happen, only if a certain person maybe wins, or like all those kind of things. You're now looking at a future where if you want to understand the future of Zambia, you go on Zambia Predicts and look at, okay, what will be the price of gas maybe in the next 5 months? Who is going to be the president? What about inflation? Is Zambia going to acquire a new mine in Tanzania, or it can be any random thing? You will look at Zambia Predicts to understand all those kind of things. Will the population of Zambia increase in 2027? Well, you could go to Zambia Predicts and find out about it. That is the whole idea.
Awesome. Now, if you look at platforms like Polymarket, you find that Polymarket itself, it's built in under the decentralized platform, which is the Polygon itself, and it drives its news or data from OMA. Now, or we can say UMA. Now, I want to understand with Zambian Predict, what type of backend is it sitting on, and as well as how accurate is the data that is coming in of the options, and how would you manage it? In short, how is it managed?
Yeah. So our model is different from Polymarket. There's a reason why Polymarket went with the decentralized strategy in the US, because they were, even their biggest market is in the US, but they're not allowed to operate in the US. So they had to come up with something. That's one thing to understand. And also Polymarket is open, so it allows everybody to sort of create their own prediction on it. So for that, you need a mechanism that is going to be a guardrail for truth in some way. So you need those oracles like UMA and so on. For our model, we're very targeted. We're very specific about which market we want to operate in. Zambia is where we are, and we're making sure that we list predictions that have conclusive results that are supplied by a legalized or a legitimate source or decider. For example, we have an election-based prediction on there discussing about who is going to win in Zambia, presidential elections. How do we decide? Our conclusion will come from the Electoral Commission. Whatever the Electoral Commission is going to decide as a winner is exactly what our platform will also announce as a winner of the election. That's one. Another example can be in sports. Who is going to win the World Cup? That is very obvious. So we don't have this kind of gray area predictions that are very difficult to decide, and they need a lot of complicated mechanisms. We're only listing a very select amount of predictions that can be decided. For example, we have another daily prediction on will the Zambian kwacha weaken against the dollar or strengthen against the dollar tomorrow. We collect the data from the Zambia's Reserve Bank because every day they basically release the rates. So our data is coming from all those authorities and not a decentralized form of mechanism because of the nature of the predictions that we put out.
What would be the advice in terms of entry level, and as well as comparisons between trading and this? Because obviously there's a big difference from trading and the opportunities that are there on Zambian Predict compared to the usual conventional trading in Forex and as well as crypto. I want you to dive into the risks and as well as opportunities that are there, and as well as even how you think this could be the future of generating revenue compared to the traditional way of trading of crypto and as well as forex.
Yeah, so trading is a very exciting activity that I've been involved with for the last 10 years, and I enjoy it. And it's that one thing that a lot of people around the world are trying to always get into trading because of the financial and the time freedom that it gives to people, but not many of them are able to actually achieve the goal of becoming a trader. But prediction markets are actually much easier to become an expert in or to become a successful trader in, simply because the mechanism of trading in it, or what it means to win in that market, is a lot different. You don't need to understand too many things for you to be successful at it. So let's look at trading on one side. If you want to be a day trader, you need to learn about fundamental analysis, technical analysis, the history of the markets, and you need to understand exchanges and brokers and so on. And then every day things are happening, you need to be on top of every little thing that's happening. Whereas with prediction markets, what you're looking is actually the truth. The truth is what matters in prediction markets. In trading, it's not about the truth, it's just about what actually happens. And if someone asks you, is it going is the market going to go up tomorrow because Trump is going to China? Even though Trump is going to China, there is no clear outcome that could decide and say, okay, because Trump is going to China, this is going to happen, or the market is going to go up. The market is a lot more complicated because it has a lot of stakeholders, a lot of countries involved, a lot of power involved in there. And, so it's this complicated world where every day people are making predictions on it. It goes up, it goes down, and very few get it right. Whereas predictions is that you can sit down and actually try to find what the truth is. If this happens, then you win money. If this doesn't happen, then you lose money. Is this thing going to happen? Let's say we can put an example of, say, let's say, will an African team make it into the World Cup finals, right? If you're a good analyst and you understand football very deeply and you have looked into the teams and you have seen something that nobody else has, and then you go and predict yes, even when everyone else is saying no, and you win, that's basically how you make money in prediction markets. Or you're a political analyst and people are saying, oh, this guy is going to win and this other guy is going to lose. And if you are saying something that not many people are saying, you can take all those bets and win. So if you're an expert in any field, let's say, you can be taking predictions that have something to do with that field where you're an expert in, you're more likely to get them right. And I've seen people who are successful in poly market, their win rate is much, much higher than an average trader in the normal markets, because they sort of specialized in specific amount of prediction. There are people who are really good at war predictions because they're very much into war and international strategy and so on. So that's the difference mainly. I don't know if I make any sense there.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So for some of you who have just joined this live stream, want to say thanks to Mr. Gray and as well as the Zambian Predict team for providing us this platform called Zambian Predict. And if you haven't visited the platform, just type zambianpredict.com and you'll be able to access the platform and as well as being able to trade, I would say predict on the platform. And you're given actually promo amount, which is about 50 kwacha, that you're able to actually utilize it to predict on some of the options. So some of you are already joining us right now and you're watching this. I would like for you to just go directly on the platform right now, create your account if you haven't created one, get into it, and right now start predicting on some of the options. And if you have any questions, this is the right time to ask. Now, Mr. Gray, I would like us now to go a little bit deeper on Zambian Predict. because from the explanation from the beginning, I can already see that it's a little bit different even from the poly markets itself in a certain way, because now we've customized this for the Zambian people. The options that are there, they're relating to what we have here in Zambia, right? Like you said, the elections, the football matches, and all that. Now, for an average person, a woman who is a marketeer, and they want to join such an opportunity, but they don't totally understand on how to go about it or how to get started with this. What do you think is the right way, or the best way to explain this to them for them to understand? Because this video is going to go viral and we're going to share it with a lot of people on social media, and we want everybody who is out there to be able to understand how to get into this and how they can see opportunities into this.
Okay, so Zambia Predict is a marketplace for ideas. You get paid for predicting events in advance ahead of time. For example, nobody knows whether Zambia will win their next match, the Chipolopolo boys. But you now have an opportunity to predict whether, we don't know what the next game is, but you now have an opportunity to make a prediction on that. So maybe you have heard rumors somewhere, or you have some information that, okay, the next game with Chipolopolo boys is going to be against Brazil as a friendly match, and you think they're not going to win. Well, you can go ahead and say no, because if that happens, you will win money if Zambia actually loses, or as we get towards losing. Or do you think Edgar Lungu will be buried in Zambia before June? June is pretty much around the corner. We have 45 days until the month of June is gone. So you can make predictions on such things and you get paid. And another way to also maximize your earnings on Zambia Predicts is inviting others using your referral link or your invite code. And for every user you invite, you get 10 points. And those points are going to be turned into money at some point. So if you're good at understanding the world, or you have very strong opinions that are true, then you can basically just make money from your ideas and opinions. You can sit down at home, study the world, study the sports world, or study politics in your own time, or use AI, whatever you want, and then make predictions and make money. Will Hichilema win the 2026 Zambian presidential election? Do you think it's a yes or no? You can go there and make a prediction, and if you're right, you make money. And you don't have to, a lot of people think that you make money only at the end when the event has now gone through. That's not how it works. You trade the odds. So today, the chances of Hakainde winning are like 56%. So you're buying that prediction at 56 cents. Zambia Predicts is a marketplace for ideas and opinions. You put your money where your mouth is, whatever you think is right, and you put money on that. And if you're really good at finding the truth in every situation, whether it's in sports or politics or entertainment, you get paid. If you're good at spotting trends on TikTok, for example, and you know how things are going to play out, you get paid for doing that. You make money. Or sometimes you can just do it for fun, and also get paid at the same time. That's really all it is. So having a cheap opinion and just commenting on things on social media is now getting old. The new vibe is that if you think something is true or you like something, you go and predict about it. Right? Like,
Okay, so
I don't know if you saw this. You saw
yes.
this in the last 48 hours because Drake dropped a new album.
Mhm.
And people were predicting, oh, is Drake going to say this word in this album? And they'll put a word.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? And when that word was mentioned, people got paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things like that. So I think it's a really cool. It's a fun concept to play with.
So, do you think we're gonna have that here in Zambia? Like, are we going to have a couple of artists, whatever drama that is going on online on social media, and we're gonna have it as an option here? Do you think that's gonna happen in
Yeah,
the next few
exactly.
months?
That is exactly where this is going, and that's exactly where we want to take it at. Because we want this platform to become the center of discourse, where whatever is happening and people are discussing, it needs to be on Zambia Predicts, and then people can have opinions on it, and we turn it into a marketplace. That's exactly the goal.
Awesome. Because looking at it right now, if you look at the Zambian, the country as it all, we are so, I'll be honest here, because our country, we are so into drama. And most of the things that happen on social media, let's talk about the artists, talk about whatever's going on, politics and all that. People are so focused into that. There are literally people who spend about 24/7, like just on social media, speaking about this thing. So if there will be a way, like you have said, where they can come in and predict based off that, I think it's a great opportunity for people not just to be typing, become keyboard warriors, but as well as just making money out of whatever drama that is going on social media or whatever artists are posting and all that. I think it'll be a great way for people to generate revenue in the next few months.
Yeah, that's how we see it. So we want to bring all those big talkers on social media to make a prediction on whatever they're talking about and tell their audience and say, look, this is what I believe is going to happen. Here's my prediction. I think this artist is going to win the awards. Boom.
Exactly.
And then if you don't believe that the artist is going to win, you can also voice your opinion by buying no.
Mhm.
And then in the event night, we can see how it all plays out. It's winners and losers at the end of the day.
Okay, awesome. So now looking at the Zambian Predict here, I am, and I'm at this particular option here where Akande Chilema win the 2026 Zambian presidential election. Now, looking at the stake here, we've got already an option to select, let's say maybe if it's 250 that we want to predict with. Let's say now, looking at what we have here, when I click on preview, I've got this example that is set here where our stake is at 250. Then we've got the odds at 54.2, and then payout is 454, and profit is 204. Now, for somebody like me who, or other people who haven't understood yet this properly, I just wanted you to explain on this preview here what this really means in terms of profit, the profitability, if this option will help
Yeah,
you. Yes.
sure. So what it means is that looking at the market the way it is, right? If your prediction, which is no, ends up being correct, you are going to win that. So basically, it's that your goal is this. If you're going to buy no at 44 cents, your maximum profit is going to have to be 100%. So you want to buy something that is far away from 100%. And if you go to 100%, that is your maximum amount of money you can win. So the estimated payout is based that if the no is correct, so if something is correct, it means that it turns from whatever number, it becomes 100% now, right? So the odds of no longer becomes 44%, they become 100%. And thus, at that circumstance, if the market closes at that, then you'll be walking away with this amount based on the current liquidity and current everything, current odds. That's what it means.
For those of you who have joined, just to make sure that you understand, we already have got what is known as the promo amount on your accounts. All you need to do is to go to zambianpredict.com and you'll be able to directly start predicting on the options, utilizing that fund that has been given to you, and also generating more revenue out of that. And you can deposit money directly using your mobile money. So if you've got MTN, you've got Airtel, you can easily deposit and make withdrawals directly from the platform. So just from Mr. Gray has explained so far, I would like for us to take one of these predictions live on the market and see how that is going to be. So I've put my stake as at 100, and let's go on our portfolio.
Okay, so in this portfolio, this guy got in his wallet, got 121 kwacha. And then he got an active stake of 100 kwacha, which means this is in a trade. The 121 is available in his wallet. He can withdraw if he wants, and so, or he can use it to make another prediction. So the total amount is 221. Now, the profit and loss, it means that whatever prediction that it took, 100 kwacha, it has gone up to 106 kwacha because the odds of that prediction has gone up a little bit. So he has made some form of profit of 13 kwacha. If he wants, he can sell it right now and is going to walk away with some level of profit minus taxes and so on and so forth. Yes, so the platform takes 3% on out of your winning if you win, and then the government also enforces some taxes whenever you're depositing funds to a prediction platform, whenever you're withdrawing, and whenever you win. Also, you make a prediction and you win. There are all the tax numbers associated with each action that you take, which I'm happy to share in writing later in the group so that people understand all the fees that are associated with it.
Awesome. I think that'll come in handy, and if you can share it in the group, that will be amazing, so that people get an in-depth understanding on that.
Yeah, we'll definitely do.
Okay, awesome. So I've just seen somebody else has just joined the group, the meeting, and if you just joined right now, you can easily just go on our platform, which is ZambianPredict.com, and you'll find your promo amount once you just create your account, and you'll be able to trade some of these options. So make sure you do that right now. And if you're here, you have questions, please make sure you answer, because we're only remaining a few minutes to end this meeting. We're looking just at the different sections on the platform and be able to get some of the answers that are needed. So for those of you who are stuck, because there was a lot of questions in the group that I saw where, oh, do we have to wait for the particular option to either be true or false for us to be able to receive the amount of revenue or money or profit that we're getting from this? You don't have to. So like he has explained, if you are already generating profit and that profit you think is enough or it's good for you, you want to get out of that particular prediction, you can easily just click on sell. In this case, we can test that, and it will give you, of course, this particular sell option, and outline all the details in terms of how much net profit you have at the end of this as you close this and all that. So this explains much better and with a well understanding. So for some of you who still have questions about the promo is there. You can still go directly right now on the platform and access this promo amount and be able to trade directly on your options. So there are different options that have been laid down on the spot, and most people have been asking questions in the group: when are we receiving new options to be able to predict? Because people feel a little bit limited on this, and there have been suggestions and all that. So I wanted to hear from you, Mr. Gray, when can more options be done on the platform, and how is it going to be done?
Yeah, so we definitely want more options on it. And for that, we actually rely on the community to inform us about what they think is right and what we think we should list. So if you're very sound with what's going on in the world of social media, entertainment, and sports, and you can prove it, you can make suggestions in the group that, okay, what about this prediction? What about this prediction? We want people that are very in with the culture and they know what is going on to suggest predictions for us, and we're going to list them. You just have to tell us in the group, or they can talk to you to make a suggestion about what should be listed and so on. So we're very open. We want to have more, but we don't know everything, right? So we're very open to listen to the community to tell us what should be added next.
To me, myself, to be honest, as a person who is in Forex trading and as well as a little bit of crypto trading, this is a great opportunity for us as Zambians to be able to utilize it, generate a lot of revenue. Because at the end of the day, we all want to survive and be able to generate money to keep our families, to be able to buy what we want. And I think this is the best way. If you joined a little bit late, Mr. Gray explained a lot of points why this is actually even way better compared to to the conventional way of trading on the Forex or crypto, because there's a lot going on there compared to what is here. Because if you believe, like he said, more than 100 times, put money where your mouth is. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to be able to predict most of these options and generate tremendous amount of money out of this. So for me, I think it's a great opportunity. I don't know what you guys think, and I would like to hear from you right now. What would you say about this platform, and what are your ideas, what I think? And if you've got any questions at the end of that, I want you to ask before we end this meeting. So I'll start with Mr. Michael. I'm giving you an opportunity to come in, introduce yourself, and as well as just explain what you think about the platform. And if you have any questions, you can ask before we end this meeting.
Hey Tesla, okay. Just a little bit intro. My name is Michael. I'm an entrepreneur, also heavily into fintech, like decentralized part of it, crypto, and as well as trading forex. So looking at the platform, I think it's a great platform that we can utilize. And yeah, as you've already suggested that we are waiting on us to probably give suggestions on what things that you can allow out, so that there's at least a lot of things that people can predict. If we look at the website, there are 3 to 4 predictions that we can make. However, I would say it's a great opportunity that we can utilize to generate some source of income from it and stuff like that. Thank you.
So, Mr. Sharma, you can also come in if you're able to, and just introduce yourself and quickly just ask a few questions if you have.
My name is Shama Washanga. And what I think about this platform is that it's actually something good that would help most of us, because looking at this, it's not a platform that would take us into losses, but much losses compared to these other platforms. But since it's something that's based on predictions, and someone has to really follow on social media and know these things, what's going on and all that stuff, it would really be beneficial because you already have some knowledge on what's going on. So that would be even easier for someone to predict. Thank you.
Awesome. Hearing from you guys, I think it's a good feedback for us. And Mr. Gray, do you have any words of advice or any words of encouragement to all the traders who are joining in the prediction platform here in Zambia?
All I can say is that there's a great opportunity here, especially for being an early adopter in this kind of thing before it become mainstream, because it will. And then also, there are a lot of incentives which we cannot say exactly what's going to happen, but we're paying attention to the users that are inviting their friends and they earn points. So make sure that, you're also doing the points thing and you are accumulating as much points as possible. You accumulate points by inviting friends to the platform using your invite code or link. So I think it's a very important thing to do. Get as much points as possible, get as many people as possible into the system, and then also master the platform, master the game, master the whole thing, how it works. Become a master at this. Just like there are so many gurus now, Forex gurus, crypto gurus, you could become a guru in prediction markets. And this is an incredible platform for you to start and to establish yourself. That's all I can share. Thank you.
All right. So this has been the Zambian Predict live stream, and I just want to say thanks to everybody that joined, and for those people who managed to ask questions. Please, we're going to be having more of this next time, so we want you guys to be on time for this live stream, and let's ask more questions. For those of you who haven't joined the actual platform, you can go directly and join the link below on our channel, and we're going to be having Mr. Gray more oftenly on these live streams, and he's going to be answering some of the questions that you guys have. And like he said, for some of you who are gurus in this Forex industry and crypto industry, this is your time to take over this platform and become an expert, and as well as do the best predictions that you can, and as well as take over and do the most, and take advantage of this opportunity. Otherwise, it's been Tesla, Jared, and this is the Zambian Predict live stream. Thank you very much.